Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. So first of all, I take this opportunity to wish all of you a very happy and prosperous Gregorian New Year 2024. And I hope this year goes well for you in terms of happiness, health, and wealth. So I wanted to take this time to speak a bit about the upcoming new year and what implications it holds for all of us. Okay, so this is just going to be a very general analysis in short, and try to keep these points in mind as you try to navigate through this year. Okay, so 2024, if you add up all the numbers, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, it adds up to 8. And because 8 represents, you know, the energy of transformation that is associated with Saturn. So this is going to be a transformative year for all of us. You know, there is no one who is going to be, spared from transformation. And remember, Saturn is the planet of transformation. That is the reason Saturn is so much vilified, you know. So the most important planets, of course, are going to be Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. Okay. And why I say that? Because the Varshafal chart reveals it to be so. Okay. So, first of all, concerning how the year is going to be overall for all of us. Okay. Remember, this is the year where both the countries of India as well as USA are going for their elections. So, this is happening, I think, for the very first time that the largest democracy, which is India, and the world's oldest democracy, which is the US, are going for elections together in the same year. So obviously the implications are going to be huge. Okay. But before that, you have to understand what Saturn represents. Saturn represents, change. The number one factor that Saturn represents is the factor of change. And this is going to be a year which is going to bring a lot of changes. It's going to change who you are at a very personal level, at a very deep level as such. Okay. So things which you thought would, would work for you are not going to work anymore. Remember, Saturn also represents the stopping of things. Okay. So things which used to work very beautifully for you are not going to work anymore. Maybe it's Saturn represents closure. So this is the time to close old relationships. This is the time to close, you know, old bondings or close karmic accounts with people. Okay, so if something is not really working and you know that it is not going to work, don't try to pursue it, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a job or something else. Okay, be ready for that change which is going to come as things, a lot of things drift away from you. Okay, so of course, Saturn's transformation is really, really painful. It is described to be painful in the Shastras, but it is not really painful if you are not resisting the change. Okay, if you're resisting the change that Saturn is bringing to you, then of course it is very, very painful, but otherwise it's not that painful. So be open to change, as I said. That is the key to navigating the energies of Saturn. Okay, but the good news is that apart from Saturn, Jupiter is also going to have a huge influence in this upcoming year. Jupiter, of course, represents optimism. Jupiter, of course, represents hope. Jupiter, of course, represents positivity. So if you are experiencing a change, and that change seem to be very dramatic, your life may become very turbulent because of that change which is knocking on your doorstep. But try to take that change with a lot of positivity, with a lot of hope, with a lot of enthusiasm, and try to maintain a jovial nature. Remember, if you maintain a jovial nature, it becomes quite easy to solve your problems rather than solving problems in a very serious by maintaining a very serious matter. Okay, if you panic when a problem comes, you can rest assured that the problem is going to seem to be very big. Okay, but if you are in a good mood, if you're in a jovial mood, if you're in a jolly mood, if you're in an optimistic mood, then the problem will seem to be very, very small. So you need to maintain a very optimistic nature, a very jovial nature throughout the year, despite the circumstances indicating otherwise. So this is quite a tough thing to do for most, but it is not that difficult if you get into the habit of being in a good mood. And remember, your mood is one thing that you should not compromise on, and that is represented by Jupiter. Okay. Now, how Mars is going to influence you, you are going to fight for what you think is meant to be with you or what you think is right for you. Remember, Mars represents fighting for those things which are dear to you. Okay. So although Saturn is going to bring its own, Saturn is going to bring changes in its own way. If you get an opportunity to hold on to things which are dear to you, then try your best to hold on. Okay. Of course, Saturn represents closure and Mars represents holding on. But, be positive, be optimistic, and always ask yourself this question: if I let go of this thing, is it going to be fruitful for me, or should I hold on to it? And your heart knows the best answer. Okay, remember, your heart is the best astrologer. I always tell this to my clients, I always tell this to my students. If you are sure about anything that you want to do, that you want to get, or that you, if you're sure of that anything is about is a must to happen, it is going to happen, whether an astrologer predicts it or not, whether I say it or not. Okay, so your heart is the best astrologer, and if you ask yourself this question, whether this change is, whether should I be allowing this change to happen, or whether should I hold on and resist this change with as much force as I can, your heart is going to give you the best answer. And remember, as I said, the heart is always right. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to convey as a start to this year of 2024. Remember, this is going to be a massive transformation, or a massive transformative year for all of us. And this is the beginning of what is going to unfold in the next 5 to 8 years from now. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, I wish you a very happy and a very transformative 2024. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already. And I'll see you soon in my upcoming videos real soon. Namaste. Thank you for watching. Om Gurare Namaha.